In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a purchase, how to acquire an item that you're interested in from the Creepy Hollows marketplace. The first thing you have to do, if you haven't already done so, is to register for an account on the marketplace. Once you've done that, you head over here to the members area on the left side. You put in your username and your password. Once you've done that, you go ahead and click on login. And if you haven't already put in your PayPal information during the registration process, you'll want to make sure you have that. You can head over here to the personal information section, and under direct payment, you can put in your PayPal email address, and that'll enable you to pay for any auctions any purchases that you make on the Creepy Hollows marketplace. Once you have that all set up, then you're ready to make a purchase. So you can go ahead and browse through the marketplace and find a listing that you're interested in. Now let's say, for example, I'm interested in this listing over here. I'll go ahead and click on the item title. That takes me to the listing for the item. As you can see here, I can see the on top here. I'll see the price of the item, the location of the item, how much time left for the listing or the auction. On the right side, you'll see the information about the person selling the item, and if you want, you can check out the reputation of the seller. How many 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, 2-star, or 1-star ratings this person has had from other buyers or sellers. And if you want to see this in more detail, you can view the reputation in more detail by clicking here on the View Reputation link. Then below that, you'll see a description of the item, then images of the item or service if the seller has uploaded any. And then below that, you have the option over here in this box here to ask the seller a question. So if you have any questions about shipping, about the item, anything at all, especially questions that might affect your decision to purchase the item, I suggest you ask any questions you have before you place a bid or make a purchase. It's just less hassle that way. Make sure that you have all your questions answered before you go ahead and purchase the item. So you can do that here by typing in your question in the box over here and hitting submit. Then below that, you'll see the direct payment section, and this is the method of payment that the seller accepts. So over here you'll see PayPal, and you'll find most sellers will be using PayPal to accept their payments. Then below that, you'll see the shipping conditions. Some sellers will pay for shipping expenses, but some sellers will require you to pay for shipping expenses. So you want to take that cost into account when you're calculating whether you can afford to pay for the item or not. And some sellers may ship internationally, some sellers may not, so you want to make sure the seller is willing or able to ship to your location before you make the purchase or place a bid. Now let's say I'm interested in this item and I want to place a bid, or I want to purchase the item. Now there's a few ways I can do that. The easiest way is if I'm willing to pay the buyout price, I can just click over here and buy out. And what that is if I pay the buyout price right now, I'll be able to acquire the item as soon as I make the payment. So in this case, for a buyout price of $125, if I pay that right now, the item will be mine instantly. So if you click on buyout, you'll be able to review the buyout details, the price, the shipping conditions, and if you're able to pay the buyout price as well as the shipping costs, and you're sure you want to make this purchase, you can go ahead and click on proceed and make the payment. You can also use the if the item is in an auction format, you'll be able to place a bid for the item. What that is if you have to place a bid that's either higher than the current bid or equal to or higher than the start bid. And if by the end of the auction your bid, the end of the auction, you can see the end time over here, if by the end of the auction your bid is the highest, you'll be able to pay the amount that you bid and the item will be yours. So how you can place a bid is either over here on the left or on the bottom of the listing. There's also a place you can place a bid. You can just go ahead and type in the amount that you want to bid. There's no need to put in any currency symbols. You can just go ahead and type in the number you want to bid. As you can see, it's already US dollars. So just go ahead and type in, let's say, if I want to place a bid for $50, I just type in 50 and click on place bid, and that'll take me to the bid confirmation page, and where I can review the shipping conditions, any cost, the payment, the method of payment. And if I'm okay with that, if I'm sure I want to place this bid, if I'm sure that I'm going to pay, if I win the auction with my bid, then I'd go ahead and click place bid over here. You also have the option of placing a high bid or a proxy bid, and what that is instead of bidding the minimum amount you need, you pay the maximum amount that you're willing to pay for this item. So let's say I'm willing to pay a maximum of $500 for this item. So I'd go ahead and type in 500 and place a bid. And what that does is, if I confirm this bid, it'll place the minimum bid of $50. But if someone places a bid that's higher than $50, the website will automatically raise my bid up to my highest bid of $500. So as long as the item, the bid price is $500 or less, the website will keep raising my bid to make sure that I get the item. Now, besides buying out and placing a bid, there are a couple of other ways you can acquire the item. If the seller has made the option available, you can make an offer for the item. What that is if you're not willing to pay the bid price, if you're not willing to pay the buyout price, you can make an offer right here. You can click on make offer if that's available, and you can put in any amount that you're willing to pay for the item. Let's say I'm willing to pay $30. I just go ahead and type in 30, and I click on proceed, and if the seller accepts my offer, then I go ahead and make the payment, and the item or service will be mine. And the last option you have, if the seller accepts this option, is I can make an offer for the make a swap offer for the item, and these are listed in the swap category. And what that is if I go ahead and click on make an offer over here next to swap offers, it'll allow me to place a description of whatever I want to swap for the item in question. So let's say I have an item or a service I want to swap or trade for the item that this seller has listed. So I go ahead and type up the description over here in this box, and then review the shipping conditions. I can discuss shipping over here in this swap offer description if needed, and then if I'm sure everything's okay, I can click on proceed. If the seller accepts, then I can go ahead and conclude the deal by swapping, and that's how you acquire an item.